Hello and welcome to Abid Siksha and to the Ethics Crash Course. Today, in the session, we will be talking about the human values, which are important in the society as it guides individuals in their behaviors and also molds our attitudes towards situations and life as a whole. But before we get further into the session, let me give you a scenario. Now, Mukesh is a man who is the bread earner for the family, and he works in a big company, and because of his hard work and good work ethics, he has been promoted to a higher level and a higher position. He has a very good relation with his boss. Now, as he was going through his work, he notices that the company has not been following some of the state rules and laws. The deviants did not have much impact on the society, so there was nothing that was done. But Mukesh, being brought up with good values all his life, had to tell his boss about it. So when Mukesh mentions that the state laws requires him to report all deviances, his boss reminds him that no harm had been done to the society, and also reminded him that the company can't have an employee who does not value loyalty and respect confidentiality. So now if you were Mukesh, what would you do? Would you risk being fired? Or will you continue to work as if nothing is wrong? Now, all that we do, all of our actions, our beliefs that guides us are referred to as values in ethics. Human values help in understanding the attitude, motivation, behavior, and also influence one's perception about the world. They enable the interpretation of right and wrong and provide the ways to understand humans and organizations. Now, human values in ethics are concepts that govern how people should act. They provide the framework for ethical decision making, even when faced with moral dilemmas, depending on the values that takes precedence over the others. To understand further about what human values are, we need to know what are the features of human values. The first is, value is an emotional attitude in a sense that it motivates a person directly or indirectly to act in the most desirable way preferred by him. The next is that values are most central to the core of a personality and are a powerful force affecting behavior of the individual. The third is, values regulate and guide human behavior and action in our day-to-day life as it involves the process of thinking, knowing, and understanding the feelings, and that brings joy, satisfaction, and peace to life. And values are cross-cultural and are essential constituents of civilization for the development of community and global citizenship. Our values give us an indication of our character and determine our moral and ethical choices, which in turn affects the organization as a whole. Primarily, values are learned at home, but in due course, they will change according to the experiences of the individual. And values are influenced by the changing needs and present situations of the society and guides us to take specific positions on societal issues. And the last feature of human values is that they are relatively stable and enduring, and one's behaviors can be predicted by the values upheld by the individual, and they are passed on from one generation to the other. Now, there are many types of human values, and we will be going through these different types of values one by one in detail. Terminal values are the goals we work towards and are viewed as most desirable. They are the end state of existence and the goals a person would like to achieve during his or her lifetime. They include happiness, self-respect, recognition, inner harmony, etc. And instrumental values serves as the means of conduct, the means through which the end goal of the terminal values can be achieved. They are values that are useful in deriving some other benefit through them, such as economic gain or an increase in status. Now, a subject is said to have instrumental value when it is pursued not for its own sake, but for some ends beyond itself. For example, being education for success in life, or political power to do public service. As you can see, there are huge differences between terminal and instrumental values, and to better understand and appreciate the differences, we will compare them one by one. In terminal values, they are the end goals or the desired state of existence, whereas for instrumental values, they are the specific behaviors that one finds personally and socially accepted. Terminal values are future in nature because that is something one wants to achieve in the end, whereas instrumental values are present in nature. That is, they are the values which are used at present to reach the goals. Terminal values guide the instrumental values, whereas instrumental values are the modes of conduct to achieve the terminal values. Within a group, terminal values remain the same. For example, lawyers. All lawyers want equality, whereas in instrumental values, even within a group, they differ. For example, all lawyers, they are not ambitious. Some are ambitious, some are helpful, some are capable, and they differ one after the other. Next point, for an individual, terminal values tend to remain the same over time, whereas for instrumental values, even for an individual, these values change over time. Now, as seen from above comparison, both terminal and instrumental values form a part of the value system that individuals hold for themselves and society. Now, both are culturally defined and govern the behavior and the state of existence that is socially acceptable. So we can say that instrumental values help achieve the terminal values. For example, individuals can use the instrumental values of being cheerful, forgiving, and loving to achieve the terminal value of happiness. Now, different people have different values that they hold dear. The terminal values and instrumental values were given by Rockich, and we will look at different types of human values as given by G.W. Alport, B.E. Vernon, and G. Lindzey. And they have categorized these values into 6 different major types. The first, theoretical interest. It is a discovery of truth through reasoning and systematic thinking. And the next is economic values, and these are the economic interest in usefulness and practicality, including the accumulation of wealth. Aesthetic values being the interest that seeks to emulate the beauty of the divine through the arts. Things and activities which gives joys of beauty are aesthetic values. Social values refers to certain behaviors and beliefs that are shared within specific cultures and social groups. These values are good for the society and form the basis of the relationship of an individual with other people in society. Now, political values is the interest in gaining power and influence over other people. And the last point, but not the least, religious values. They may be the highest values for a religious man, and it is in their interest in unity, and they seek to comprehend the cosmos as a whole, to relate himself to its embracing totality. Now, values are bridged between individual and social. Individual holds value, but it is the others that influence the formation of those values. Now, family, educational institutions, and socio-cultural factors are 3 most important factors affecting the values of a person. Family has been regarded as cornerstone of society. It forms a basic unit of social organization. The family forms the child's viewpoint towards people and society and helps in mental development in the child and supports his desires and values. Now, how a child is reared also impacts the values of the child in the future. For example, an authoritarian type of child rearing may develop greater value for authority. It is very much possible that such children may have less concern for democratic values. In nuclear families, children learn more individualistic values than those children that comes from joint, peaceful families. Now, after family, the other source of human values is the educational institutes in which a child spends most of his time. Thus, they also have an important role in shaping the personality of the child. Schools and colleges play an eminent role in cultivating these values in the young minds. We know that education helps in speedy acquisition of accumulated knowledge and of ethical values to students and prepares the consciousness for higher development. Now, it is in the educational institution that a child learns cooperation, and it gives them an opportunity to interact with people from various backgrounds, and in that, the young minds are developed towards a positive sense of ethnic identity. Now, what these educational institutions need to inculcate is not only giving them an intelligence, providing them with knowledge, but also helping them to build their character, which in turn leads to the value education of the person and individual as a whole. Now, the third point and the third source of human values is the socio-cultural. The cultural factors include everything that is learned and passed on from generation to generation. Culture includes basic beliefs and patterns of behavior. Whether the individual is cooperative, friendly, or hostile, whether the individual values money making or doing service for mankind, it all depends upon the culture the individual has been brought up in. And social factors, apart from educational institutions, which contribute to the value system of individual, are the religious, economic, and the political institutions. Now, those are the three main sources of human values, but this next point is coming up and taking a lot of precedence. The media. It is a tool for social management, social diffusion, and social change. The media influences the development and transformation of values and beliefs of people in a variety of ways, like social development, tolerance, positive attitude towards others and towards other cultures. It helps in framing new ideas, attitudes, and lifestyle, in that they contribute to the enhancement of knowledge, language, and vocabulary, and influences a major part of daily life of the people. Media plays key role in developing the social values in terms of consumerism, urban modeling, restructuring of human relationships, and the emergence of new ideas and policies. Now, those are the sources of human values. The next topic that we're going to study is the lessons from the lives of great personalities. Now, these great personalities, we will classify them under three main categories, that is leaders, administrators, and reformers. Now, who are leaders? A leader is someone who sees the big picture and rallies people to move toward that better vision while putting people first, in that they concentrate on the personal development of their team besides working towards achieving organizational goals. Leaders motivate people, and they envision their team's future growth, and they work towards achieving that. A few examples of great leaders are Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, and there are many more. Now, these great leaders, they lived all their life based on their human values, which have manifested in their works and in their lives. And some of these human values include the love for justice, selflessness, respect for humanity, peace-loving, dignity for all, loving and caring behavior. The next category is the administrator. Now, who is an administrator? An administrator is a critical employee who undertakes administrative duties within the organization or within institutions of every size. Now, their work ensures that an organization runs smoothly and that other professionals within the organization can focus on performing their roles. Administrators are concerned with shaping existing structures and processes of the organization to produce desired results. Now, some of these great administrators are VP Menon, Verkis Kurian, Tian Seshan, Armstrong Pame, B. Chandrakala, and many more within India. Now, some of the human values that have been a great source of guide to this administrator that have made an impact are integrity, social equality, courage, loyalty, commitment to their duties, and a sense of ethical responsibility. And the next group are the reformers. Now, reformers are people who are distressed by the malpractices and injustices in the society, and they strive to bring about changes. They advocate reforms and play a key role in the development of society and nation building. Now, India has been a witness to many reformers who challenged the prevailing evil customs and enlightened the society on various matters. The human values that all of these great reformers had are as follows: the respect for humanity, dignity for all, contentment, social equality, kindness, and compassion. Now, these are a few lessons that we learned from the lives of these great personalities, and we will be going through them in detail in the subsequent sessions. That will be all for today. Thank you for joining us.